Hey guys, what is up and welcome back to a brand new video here today and another episode of my F1 2019 modded career mode once again, and we are back for the Belgian Grand Prix at the Spa-Francorchamps circuit. If you guys have not seen the last episode at Hungary, then go check it out guys. It featured probably my best qualifying lap of the entire season so far. If you haven't seen it, it will be linked up here guys in the top right hand corner of your screen, and also a very interesting dynamic of 4 pit stop races in the dry. I don't know what the hell happened, but it was very weird. So you guys definitely check it out because I've never seen 4 stops in one race before, at least in the F1 game, in dry conditions pretty much. So yeah, go check it out guys. But today we're going to get down to business, and this is the Belgian Grand Prix, and the last race was fantastic for us. You know, we picked up the win, and even with wing damage we managed to hold on, and we now lead the championship once again ahead of Daniel Kvyat. But it's more than just us two. You know, you've got a 3-way fight at least with Max Verstappen and possibly Hamilton as well as an outsider. So it's going to be a massive battle going forward into the end of the season, and a very exciting second half of the season. But without further ado, let's jump into things here at Belgium. Like, subscribe, and let's get qualifying underway. Okay, so here we are then for the start of the weekend. First and foremost, the weather conditions or the weather forecast, and it's going to be dry all weekend long, so good news there. Then moving on to the research and development, you can see once again for the 3rd race in succession now, there has been no changes to the pecking order. So it seems like teams are either just not wanting to upgrade, or they're working on durability, or who knows. But either way, things have not changed for a while now. Williams still at the very bottom, and Ferrari, Racing Point, McLaren and Red Bull all very close on the grid. But with that said, we're now going to move into qualifying here today, and this is the Belgian Grand Prix, of course, one of my favourite tracks on the calendar, my joint favourite with Suzuka. I'll probably give the edge to Suzuka more than this track, because Suzuka's a bit more realistic in terms of how it is in terms of a track on the F1 game. Spa needs a lot of work to be kind of like anywhere near the real version, so it's a shame because I love the Belgian Grand Prix, but it feels not great on this game. Either way, everyone's getting ready here for qualifying and getting suited and booted, and we're going to get ready for our first of 3 runs in this session. And to be fair, the car was working well all weekend long. I had great pace and good confidence, and actually my braking was quite good as well, which was quite rare. As you can see here at the end of our first run, we was on for a purple lap until Verstappen set a lap time which we couldn't quite beat. So we'll go P2 for now, 2/10 off the pace, but we can always turn that around and improve upon that. We then move on to our second run, and this one was a small improvement. We actually went a little bit slower in the first sector, but we found some time through sector 2, and we was improving by nearly 3/10 there going through Stavlo, and we are pretty much neck and neck with Verstappen through the second sector. And there's only one more part of the racetrack to go, and it's of course the bus stop chicane. And again, important to get the braking right here and really try and get that good exit and open up the DRS, and we're going to run up to the line. We are going to improve. Is it going to be enough? Yes it is, as we go top of the pile and P1 in qualifying. But we're now going to move on to my final run in this session guys, and this was my best lap. So I'm going to leave you guys with a full lap of the Belgian Grand Prix circuit, and I'll get back with you once the lap is done. There we go, across the line, and we do go faster, and we extend our lead at the top of the timesheets with an even better lap. It wasn't perfect, we lost a bit of time in Sector 2, but unfortunately it wasn't enough. Danny Kvyat at the last minute crossed the line, and he set a 38 pretty much dead. 0-1-1, and as we get second place, Max Verstappen in third, George Russell P4, so Kvyat P1, and then it's an all Red Bull second row, and then we've got Carlos Sainz P5 ahead of Lewis Hamilton, who is in 6th place, so Lewis struggling for pace compared to his teammate Bottas P7, and my teammate Perez down in 8th place, so the top 8 very competitive. McLaren seem a bit stronger around here, Pierre Gasly P9, and Sebastian Vettel rounding off the top 10. We then have Kevin Magnussen in P11, Charles Leclerc down in 12th place, the Renaults also looking a bit more improved here this weekend, and Leclerc with a 10th place grid penalty. Then further down we have Alexander Albon in 13th, Kimi Raikkonen in 14th, and then on the road behind them it's Lando Norris in 15th for the Williams team ahead of Romain Grosjean, who once again has a solid qualifier and actually surprisingly outqualifies his teammate Daniel Ricciardo. And speaking of which, he's down in P19. We then have Lance Stroll 17th and Hulkenberg 18th with Ricciardo and Giovinazzi at the back, and the last 3 all have 10th place grid penalties, so maybe that's why Grosjean is so high up. Either way guys, that is your grid. We're now going to move into the race for the Belgian Grand Prix. Here we are then for the start of the race, and we start from second place here today on the front row alongside Danny Kvyat and of course Verstappen in third. So the battle for the championship is going to continue, and it's going to be insane. Like, I can't wait. I'm so excited for the second half of the season because there's multiple drivers, multiple teams who can win it, and it makes it really, really exciting. So the target is simple. For now, we've got to get to turn 1 and try and hold on to the second place at least. We've got to try and get a good start. It's a short one, so it should hopefully suit us. And in terms of the weather forecast, we know there's no rain expected, and the strategy is a very simple one-stop, soft to medium, and no real dramas. So hopefully we can get a good start and then kind of take it from there. I feel like I have got the pace if I can sort it out. So yeah, the target really is to not lose too much time off the start if possible. So let's see how we get on, as this race could be critical for the championship at the end of the season in Abu Dhabi. Who knows? Either way, let's get racing. It's time for the Belgian Grand Prix. Here we go then. Let's see what kind of start we can get as the lights come on here at the circuit Spa-Francorchamps. Lights out and away we go. It's not a bad start. Into turn 1, we're going to hold on to P2, which is good. If I can get the exit here, wasn't great, but might be good enough to stick with Kvyat. I was hoping to be a little bit closer to get the toe. We might still actually get past here, to be fair. Come on, let's see if we can use the speed of the racing point. Here we go, we're gaining now on the Ferrari. This is what I'm talking about. This is for the race lead. We're going to get on the inside, on the brakes. A little bit cautious as it is lap 1. Kvyat holds on, but we go around the outside and we make the move and we take first place in the Belgian Grand Prix, and that is what I'm talking about, baby. That is it right there. Crucial, crucial move for the championship. We had to do that. Shades of Sebastian Vettel, of course, in 2018 when he got past Lewis Hamilton. Let's crank up the engine now and let's give it some. Let's try and do what the AI always do in the first couple of laps, and that is just absolutely run away at the start. So let's crank up everything we have and let's try and see if we can stretch these guys and see what kind of pace we have, as we're now into the lead on lap 1. Oh, that was a big one. All right, come on, Tom. No mistakes, please. We are absolutely going for this. Really pushing hard. The AI should turn their engines down at the end of this lap, and that's when we'll start to notice a difference in pace. Hopefully, we'll pick ours up and try and pull away even more. But the pace looks good. We're slowly dropping Kvyat. He's hanging in there because of the toe at the minute, but we're slowly edging away. Just need a few more good corners and we should have a nice gap.
Race officials have enabled DRS. DRS is now available.
Nothing's going to get interesting. We have to focus on getting a kind of late apex through turn 1 and getting a clean exit, just like we did right there. That was absolutely perfect. Hopefully Verstappen and Kvyat can battle. That will really help us in terms of pulling away, but now is when we're going to try and really push and use all of our engine mode, because in theory now is when the AI don't run full power anymore. So I'm going to keep it in highlight mode through sector 2, and we're going to try and push, see what we can do. Oh, a little bit of a lock up there. That just cost me a bit of time. I was just starting to pull away from Kvyat. Pace is good though. We're holding on. Just got to keep it going. I'm really setting a pace here. We're pulling away. There's a 3-car breakaway. Myself, Kvyat, and Verstappen, and the gap is now 0.8 to the Ferrari man. Very good middle sector from us. I absolutely nailed Pouon, and we're now getting a bit of a gap. I just need to try and break that 1 second barrier, and then we can really pull away. To be fair, I think we're almost there anyway. Just got to try and avoid those lockups that cost me crucial time. But I think we're pretty close now to getting out of the 1 second window from Kvyat. Good pace from us, keeping it up, keeping it consistent. Gap is 9/10.
Some information on Kvyat. They have an issue with their car. They're going to be slow.
Perfect. Perfect. And we get to save a bit of fuel in the RS. Kvyat's going to hold up Verstappen for a bit, so this is a good chance for me to save a little bit of energy at the start of this middle sector. As Verstappen does go for the move and take second place, but we've now got a 1 second gap, so all we've got to do is just hold on to it now and manage.
Your MFD for a new strategy option.
We'll have a look, see what that is in a second once we get through Prix.
Copy.
We'll play it safe, we'll just stick to the original strategy. We'll pit on lap 9 for mediums, don't need to go an extra lap on these and take a risk on worn tyres. Mediums should last forever around here, so let's keep it going. Pace is very good on this lap. Lost a bit in the middle sector there, got a little bit distracted. But the gap is 1.5 and Verstappen's out of the RS now, so all we've got to do now is control the race, baby. That's what it's all about. We can do that. Pace is really good. I've hit a nice sweet spot. Carlos Sainz now up to 3rd place in the McLaren. Verstappen can't keep up.
We're approaching the pit window. You'll be on the mediums.
He just hasn't got the pace. Gap is now 2.3. So we'll definitely pit lap 9. Avoid the undercut, play it safe on strategy, and just control the race basically on mediums. But the pace is really good. I'm enjoying this. Car feels unstoppable around here. Similar to the last race, to be fair, we had a great pace in Hungary. We've found something in the last 2 races. Not sure what. Maybe it just suits the car more. I don't know. Or others are struggling more. But we are really doing well. As Perez is out. Oh no. My teammate. First retirement of the race. That's a shame. That's not ideal for the constructors. That could hurt us. If Red Bull have a good result, that could hurt us badly. Just realised Verstappen's pit, so we need to push. Verstappen going for the undercut. We need a big lap, so we're going to have to give it full engine power on this end lap. And try and match our personal best to stay afloat here and hold on to the lead. So, crucial phase of the race here. Verstappen on the undercut. Let's try and get our head down. Good middle sector from us. That was a purple.
Don't forget, box this lap.
Yep, purple sector 2. Less than a 10th off my personal best. This is a good in lap from us. Really good in lap. Just got to make sure we nail the bus stop then in terms of braking. And also get the pit entry spot on. Right, let's turn the engine down. Save a bit of fuel in the RS. Take a bit of a different line this time. We can run it in a bit hotter on the brakes. Pit entry. Oh, I was close. Almost clipped my front left end plate. Get it also down to the 80, and there we go. I think that should do the job. I think that's enough. The question is, will we be out behind any traffic? Looks like Russell and Sainz are going to pit as well. I don't think we'll have any traffic. I think we'll be okay, actually. Oh, 1.9. What a stop from the boys. We've got this. We've covered him off.
Strategy complete. See these tyres through to the end now.
We actually rejoined back in 1st place. That is brilliant. And Verstappen didn't make any progress at all. So, happy days. Really, really good in lap. We responded beautifully. Perfect pit stop, perfect pit entry, no traffic. And that is what you get yourself out front and pull away at the start of the race whenever you can. Right, job done. We now got to control this for the remaining 12 laps of the race. And let's bring home, hopefully, another win, which would make it 2 in a row. 41.5 from Verstappen, fast up at the Grand Prix. We're going to aim for that and see if we can smash that out of the park. I think we can. We've definitely got the pace to do that. At the moment, Max is stuck behind Magnussen. He can't find a way past, which is allowing the gap to increase even more, and we're on for an absolute flyer here. Let's see what kind of lap we can do as we enter the bus stop. Didn't get the braking spot on, but it will do anyway. Easy on the throttle out of there. Up to the line. 41.2, new fastest lap. There we go. And for now, we're getting the extra point. Unless that gets taken away from us, we'll see. It probably will, as those on the contra strategy should be faster. But for now, P1, 4-second gap to Verstappen. This is working out perfectly for us today. Oh, ho, ho, ho. That was a bit scary, but we survived. Breathe. It's been a very Pacific race for me so far. especially in the second stint. The gap to Verstappen 4 seconds. Pace is good and consistent. Barring an absolute disaster now, or a safety car or VSC or something that ruins my race, we should be okay to win this now. We're managing the gap beautifully. And the car is absolutely brilliant. Okay, 41.0 from Max. Picking up the pace. I see you, Max. We're going to respond. We'll do it on the next lap. So we'll save a bit of fuel through the middle sector. And then next lap we'll absolutely go for a fastest lap and try and get that extra point back. So we'll charge everything up and then go for a full-on push lap next time round. Max is really closing up here. The gap is now 2 seconds through sector 2. So we absolutely need to respond. The gap has come down like 2 seconds in 2 laps. So here we go. Let's see what we can do. Let's see what kind of pace we can muster up. Another fastest lap into the 1:40s from Max. So there's the target. There's the lap to beat as we struggle to get the traction down there. Retards fading a little bit. Let's give it everything we got. Let's go down to the wire because I don't have a lot more pace in the tank. That's the best I can do. We do take away the fastest lap, but Verstappen takes it back. Once again for the 3rd lap in a row. 3 fastest laps from Max. Right, let's try one more time. But I don't really have the fuel for this, so it will have to do. I don't know where Max is getting all this energy from because I've run out of mine and I've only been doing it for 2 laps. So I don't know where the hell he gets his battery charge, but across the line we match our personal best. Verstappen with yet another fastest lap. I literally have no idea how he's charging up his battery so quick. I can't do what he's doing. Either way, last lap I think we'll be okay. Just got to manage it. Here we go then, gap is 9/10 onto the back straight. We should be okay, but no idea where Verstappen's pulled that from. Again, the AI can do things that the player can't do, which is another reason why I don't like the maxed out cars, because they can pull something out of their hat that us normal players can't do. Either way, we fend them off and we hold on, and we're going to come through to win the Belgian Grand Prix, and it's 2 in a row and a massive win.
Fantastic. You've won the Grand Prix.
And an incredible win for Racing Point. A brilliant performance. Anthony Davidson, how do you think they were able to set themselves apart today?
Well, I think it was clear what the main contributing factor out on the track was today: speed. I know it sounds like an obvious thing to say, Crofty, but fast cars win races, and we saw that today with our winner.
Racing Point's performance today has shown that they can be competitive with the veterans of the sport. They're making their way out to the podium now as we speak, and the reaction from the crowd must be incredibly uplifting for them.
Right, so there we have it then, guys. The results are in, and Verstappen did a 1:40.3 on that last lap. That is just ridiculous pace, and goes to show that I did have some pace, but just not over the whole Grand Prix, which is what we had. So we played it beautifully, good control, and the good thing we had the gap we did. So yeah, a really good day at the office for us, and no sign of a Ferrari in the top 6, which is fantastic. We've got Verstappen 2nd, Sainz in 3rd, Russell P4, Bottas 5th, Pierre Gasly up in 6th for Renault. Great race from him. Danny Kvyat P7 in the end in the Ferrari, and then we've got Magnussen 8th, Raikkonen 9th, and Charles Leclerc 10th place, and Hamilton doesn't even make the point. So Ferrari having an absolute shocker here today. Of course, the next race is Italy, so it's their home Grand Prix, and they're going to be wanting to try and turn it around there. But Albon 12th, Giovinazzi 13th, Ricciardo, Norris, Stroll, Vettel, Grosjean, Hulkenberg, and Sergio Perez, our teammate, out of the race here today. Moving into the standings, we are 31 points clear heading into Italy, and the biggest gap we've had all season long at this point. The last 2 wins have been massive for us for the championship, and a really, really key time. In terms of further down though, it's still all to play for. I think Hamilton and Verstappen are still in the mix, and it's a four-way fight. I'm not going to, you know, fool myself, because Hamilton can turn it around just like that. He's won races before this season, and he kind of goes up for ups and downs. So you never know what can happen with Lewis. And then constructors-wise, we are 25 points behind Ferrari. We closed the gap to the Prancing horses, but Red Bull also closed the gap. So the top three get even closer, as it's now reduced to 83 points overall, and that battle is going to continue all the way through until the end of the season. But guys, that is going to be it from me here today for the Belgian Grand Prix. If you guys enjoyed it, I'd appreciate a big fat like rating on the video, guys. If you could snap a like on it, that would help me out massively. And also subscribe if you are new, guys, for more F1 content, if I can say the word subscribe properly. And there'll be plenty of career mode and also F1 2020 content arriving very soon, guys. So do get subscribed with notifications turned on for that content. And also finally, guys, check out the 2 videos on your screen right now if you have missed them. But that is it from me here at the Circuit Spa-Francorchamps, and I will see you all next time in enemy territory as we go to the Italian Grand Prix in Ferrari's backyard. But until then, it's goodbye from me.